The C-2 Greyhound is a naval carrier onboard delivery COD transport aircraft assigned to Fleet Logistics Support Squadrons (VRCs). Greyhound served 12 carriers from two primary locations, VRC-30 based at Naval Air North Island, CA, and currently operates 12 C-2 aircraft throughout the Pacific and Central Commands, including two C-2 aircraft permanently forward deployed to Japan on the USS Kitty Hawk. The C-2 shares wings and power plants with the E-2 Hawkeye, but has a widened fuselage with a rear loading ramp. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. The C-2 Greyhound is a derivative of the E-2 Hawkeye and replaced the piston-engine C-1 Trader in the carrier onboard delivery role. The C-2 Greyhound is a twin-engine cargo aircraft designed to provide critical logistics support to aircraft carriers of the United States Navy. Its primary mission is carrier onboard delivery (COD). ISO Group provides military aviation spare parts, components, and MRO solutions for the C-2 Greyhound and all variants. ISO Group has experience in the C-2 Greyhound engine assemblies, rotables, consumables, avionics, hardware, landing gear, electrical assemblies, fasteners, and structural assemblies. ISO Group is a leader in the supply of OEM and aftermarket spare parts and rebuild services. Aerospace defense and technology company Northrop Grumman Aerospace Systems (Northrop Grumman) started producing the aircraft in 1965 after a prototype was tested successfully. Later in 1973, a new version of the aircraft called the C-2 was made by overhauling the C-2 Greyhound for improved operational life. The overhaul mainly included the replacement of the airframes. A total of 39 new C-2 aircraft were ordered in 1984, and they lasted until 1987 when a new model named the reproduced C-2 or C-2R replaced the older model. One of the oldest aircraft used by the U.S. Navy on board its aircraft carriers will begin to be replaced soon. The C-2 Greyhound turboprop, manufactured by Northrop Grumman in the 1960s, will leave the scene by 2024 for the CMV-22B to enter service. The CMV-22B brings expanded capabilities not only to the carrier onboard delivery mission but to the high-end fight, said U.S. Navy Captain Dewan Cheney, Commodore, Fleet Logistics Multi-Mission Wing. "We're anxious to get it to the fleet and show off its immense capabilities and agile flexibility." Powered by twin Allison T56A425 turboprop engines and Hamilton Sunstrand constant-speed propellers, the C-2 Greyhound can transport cargo between ship and shore in a matter of hours. As a derivative of the E-2C Hawkeye, the C-2 has a common wing with the Hawkeye but has a widened fuselage and a rear loading ramp. The interior arrangements of the cabin can accommodate priority cargo like jet engines, passengers, litter patients, and critical spare parts. The U.S. Navy has accelerated the sunset of the C-2 Greyhound carrier onboard delivery (COD) aircraft from 2027 to 2024. Rear Admiral Scott Conn, Director of Air Warfare on the Chief of Naval Operations Staff (OPNAV N98), recently told lawmakers from the House Armed Services Sea Power and Projection Forces Subcommittee. "We have accelerated the sundown of the C-2 from 2027 to 2024. We've our first CMV-22B aircraft being built in Philadelphia today, going down the line. That aircraft will deliver in FY20. We then have to do a modified operational test and developmental test, and the only thing we're testing are the things different on the CMV-22 as compared to the MV-22. So that's gonna be a very compressed test," Conn said. "We then reach initial operational capability and get our first 3 aircraft to deploy in 2021. There's no means by which I can accelerate that any further. When you look at the military construction, the training that's required for our sailors to operate and maintain, and the aircrew that has to fly it and get the hours they need, we're going as fast as we can go." Originally derived from the E-2C Hawkeye and first fielded in 1965, the newest Greyhounds were fielded by 1990. Dubbed the reprocured C-2 due to the similarity to the original aircraft, the new C-2 includes the substantial airframe and avionics systems improvements. All the older C-2s were phased out in 1987. The aircraft is currently undergoing a service life extension program to increase its operating service life from 15,020 landings and 10,000 flight hours to 36,000 landings and 15,000 flight hours. The changes include structural enhancements, avionics improvements, and a new propeller system. The SLEP-Ed aircraft also include collision avoidance radar and terrain avoidance systems, Northrop Grumman is currently working on the resupply of the upgraded C-2 version. An undercarriage with main gears is fitted to each engine nacelle, and at the fuselage's forwardmost portion, a nose wheel is fitted. The wing systems are foldable and twist down and then fold towards the empennage just outboard of each engine nacelle, thus improving the carrier storage. Fitted into streamlined nacelles, the engines are mounted under each wing. Greyhound's cabin is designed to be flexible to readily accommodate cargo mail, passengers, and litter in medical evacuation missions, or a mix of these. Straight-in rear cargo loading and downloading are enabled by the inclusion of a large aft cargo ramp and door and a powered winch in the design to allow for fast turnarounds. A cage system helps to tie down the cargo and restrain it from arresting and loads during carrier operation. Northrop Grumman has equipped the aircraft with modified Fowler-type flaps and hydraulically powered, irreversible flight controls with an independent hydraulic backup system. Ultra-high-frequency UHF radio navigation aids such as GPS, TACAN (Tactical Air Navigation), Dual VOR, VHF Omnidirectional Range, UHF DF (Ultra-high-frequency), Direction Finder, LF-ADF low-frequency, Automatic Direction Finder, and weather radar and communications equipment such as high-frequency HF and very high-frequency VHF were provided in the aircraft. The TCAS, TAWS, and ARC-210 airborne radio communication radios were added later. When required for ship-to-shore med-evac operations, the aircraft can accommodate a maximum of 3 Stokes basket-type litters and 3 attendants. The Stokes litters are secured on the floor side to side, not fore and aft, on an angle tilted forward using removed vertical stanchions. They are then secured to the floor with 2 commercial nylon cargo straps. For shore-to-shore med-evacs, 4 3-level cot-type litters can be installed to accommodate a maximum of 12 patients. Priority cargo, such as jet engines, can be transported from shore to ship in a matter of hours. A cage system or transport stand provides cargo restraint for loads during carrier launch or landing. The large aft cargo ramp and door and a powered winch allow straight-in rear cargo loading and downloading for fast turnaround. The C-2's open ramp flight capability allows airdrop of supplies and personnel from a carrier-launched aircraft. This, plus its folding wings and an onboard auxiliary power unit for engine starting and ground power self-sufficiency in remote areas, provide an operational versatility found in no other cargo aircraft. The Greyhound has a wide range of communications and radio navigation equipment that are compatible with both military and civil airways on a worldwide basis. The crew consists of a pilot, co-pilot, crew chief, and loadmaster. A service life extension program, SLEP, is being carried out to improve the operating service life of the reproduced aircraft, achieving a viable and economically maintainable platform until it's replaced. The program will increase its service life from 15,020 to 36,000 landings and from 10,000 to 15,000 flight hours. The SLEP involves structural enhancements to the center wing, an aircraft rewire, a new propeller system, and improvement of the avionics system. Currently, the naval aircraft is being operated by Carrier Airborne Early Warning Squadron 120 VAW-120, Fleet Logistics Support Squadron 30 VRC-30, and Fleet Logistics Support Squadron 40 VRC-40. Providers at NAS North Island and Detachment 5 at NAF at Sugi, Japan of VRC-30 are also flying the C-2s. As told by USNI News, there are 3 main differences in the CMV-22B compared to the Marine's MV-22B. The Navy's aircraft will have an extended range fuel system, a high-frequency beyond line-of-sight radio, and a public address system in the back of the aircraft. The C-2s are 30 years old and were nowhere near where we wanted to be in terms of operational availability, Khan said. Despite the readiness challenges within the C-2 fleet, the planes had an impressive record of safety until one crashed in the Philippine Sea in November 2017. The plane from the forward deployed Detachment 5 of the providers of Fleet Logistics Support Squadron VRC-30 had 11 passengers and crew on board. 8 were safely recovered and 3 died in the crash.